Okay, tell us about the eagle putt. Yeah, how did you read that one and how long it was?
It was just one of those putts that you're trying to get within 3 to 5 feet. There's been some diabolical pin locations this week, and that was one of them. It's a very gettable par five with it being sort of helping off the left, but it was nice to see a long putt going. I think it was my first sort of long one of the week.
Did you see some progress last week at the Scottish as far as your putting goes, and how rewarding is it to be able to putt well like you did today?
I think I've been putting a lot better this week than last week. Actually, I think my stats ran in the red every day except Sunday. So tried pretty hard to figure out how to get everything correct to roll the ball well on these greens, and I think this week's been a little bit better.
Did you make any? How do you do that? What's the process?
It's like it's a lot of it's speed. You have to just start. We're very used to 12, 13, and when you start to putt uphill or downhill, you kind of have to err on a little bit less break and more speed, which is kind of hard to get yourself to do at times. And then you factor in some wind. If some greens are exposed, the ball will get affected by a little bit of wind. So it's a bit of a educated guessing game.
Feel better about the progression of your game here over the last couple of weeks? Obviously, you're starting to have some better results.
Yeah. Today was nice. It was had a nice phone call with Chris last night, and yesterday felt terrible. Even with some of the shots coming in, I felt like I was kind of luck boxing my way through the back nine, somehow making contact and hitting it somewhere near the hole and getting it in. So today I felt like I was in more control. Obviously, the weather was much nicer and sort of what we're used to on the PGA Tour, but it felt like I could control my golf ball a lot more.
When you can control your golf ball like that, does your strategy change just a little?
Yes and no. I mean, I feel like you try to use your length to your advantage out here. If you can kind of get your driver on some tight lines with the fairways being a little bit firmer, you can get a ball moving pretty far down some of these holes, and that can kind of give you an edge at times. But yeah, it's still scary. I wasn't aiming at that pin on 12. I may have pulled it a hair, but I was trying to hit that thing to 35 feet at best, and then try to make it or two putt. So I think with these pins, I think you're trying to be a little bit more defensive.
When you're in the zone like that, is there a number that you're trying to get to, or do you find yourself just like trying to hit it every flag, or is it more kind of specific?
It just feels work feels easy on when you can control your golf ball, kind of wherever you're looking, you're kind of hitting it, and you're seeing certain numbers, and even your bad shots kind of are on the correct side of the hole or just on the short side. Like on 9, I wasn't trying to hit it right of the pin there, and I luckily had a lob wedge, and it ended up to 9 feet or so. So, when it's blowing 5 to 15 miles an hour over here and the sun's up, you feel like you can golf a little bit more.
Did you say luck boxing? Was that?
Yeah, I don't even know if that's a term, but that's how I felt.
We'll use it now.
So, yeah, here we go.
What's it like out there with the rules for Rory? Like, fellow players, are you aware of all those birdie runs he gets on and the electricity that's around the joint?
Yeah, it's loud. It's cool. I'm glad he's playing well for his home country. It's sort of what golf needs, and entertainment's high. So I was on 17T when I heard whatever happened on 12. I assumed it was an eagle, some sort of hole out. It was pretty loud. I was pretty far away, and it was very loud, and he got a standing ovation walking down 13. So it looks like he's enjoying it. Looks like the fans are enjoying it, which is great for this event.
Do you feel like you got yourself back into contention today? Or
Not really. I probably needed, I missed 2 short birdie putts, which I'm looking at. Asking for par on 4 was a big ask. I gave myself like a 14-footer uphill, but, if I'm nitpicking my whole deal, I needed 3 more today to feel like I'm somewhere close enough to whatever Scott or Fitzpatrick or Haotong are going to post.
Do you look at leaderboards a lot?
Sorry?
Do you look at leaderboards?
You
react to them?
Yeah, I mean, I don't react, but yeah, I mean, today I just felt like there's no point in not. I need to find any bit of not that I'm not motivated, but any extra motivation I can to giddy up and try and get something done, because there's a few guys that are playing some incredible golf.
So what's the motivator tomorrow then?
Yeah, I mean, I'm so far back. Who knows with the weather and whatnot. I believe in myself and what I can do. So just black out, hopefully. No luck boxing, black out. There's your headline. And try to shoot something and give myself a lot of opportunities.
Depending on what the deficit is, could you find yourself in chase mode, even if it's too far to chase because of other things, whether it's whether it's whatever?
Sure. It's hard. It's hard. I mean, I think it's pretty hard to, depending on how windy it is. If I was leading a tournament, I'd want it to play hard, just because no one's going to shoot 62 or 63 or whatever it is. And if you shoot level to 1 under, you're going to win the tournament. So, chasing is difficult when you're on a links course with weather and wind and bounces and things like that. So, I mean, I feel like I feel like I've been in chase mode all year, which is, is what it is.
What was Chris's message last night?
Just some golf swing stuff. Just wasn't doing. We worked a lot before I came overseas to try to sort of reset a few things, and I felt like I was doing some things pretty well last week at the Scottish, and may have gotten away from that with a little bit of the weather, getting a little bit tight, things like that on property. So just trying to get back to a little bit of what we did before.
Can you define blackout?
Well, depends. If blackout would be, it's used in different terms.
Well,
if you drink too many, if you drink a few too many, if you go to a harbor bar, there might be a few blacked out guys there.
I'm more like in your situation.
Yeah, blackout would just be you're so in your own world. For me, when I use the word blackout in golf, it's like when a guy is just, when I watch Scotty play a lot, he just looks blacked out to me. Like he's just doing his thing, and he's just in his own world, and nothing's going to bother him. So. He gets that place often, which is a good thing for him.
Did you make any adjustments coming from yesterday to today? When you had a good round today, you talked that you were working with Chris last week.
Yeah.
I'm curious if there was anything you worked on.
Just a few swing cues, I guess. Nothing crazy, but I felt like I was in a position starting the day where I have absolutely nothing to lose. If it didn't work. I think like Sunday of Travelers, I tried something as well, and that obviously didn't go very well. So I'm not afraid to just try it on course. It's never not something I'm afraid to do. But I think a few of those cues maybe worked a little bit better today than the previous days.
Very good.
Thanks guys.
Xander.